to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. But it's to Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. It is here in the Father's kingdom. It was there for me. You took me in, and you washed away my sins. You washed away my sins.
You ready? You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. we doing? There we go. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, theys, and gays. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host Hunter here. Cheers, by the way. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're safe. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're able to recover, relax a little bit. Shout out to the Afternoon Tune, real quick. They're doing great content over there. As much shit as I give Josh, I always got love for Afternoon Tune. I did not review Super Mario because I refuse to review that shit in theaters, and yeah, this week was a little intense at work. As y'all know, when you start a new job, even if it's something that you've done before, it's like, all right, um, I am not gonna review Paw Patrol, even though that'll probably hit Paramount Plus. But yeah, I'm not watching kids grow up grow up to love cops because that's that's the whole point. Can you review Avatar? Yes, I am gonna review Avatar probably this weekend. Mm, so I'm actually doing some stuff, reviewing some stuff for this film festival here in town. So I've been a little busy between the new gig and doing that and trying to get back on this. But yeah, y'all, we are going to be more consistent moving forward. It's just life is life right now, people. But I will be on a more consistent schedule. I will be back Wednesday, streaming, doing an AEW Dynamite watch along. I got watching Dynamite late last Wednesday. I had something come up, but I'll be on it this week. And then this weekend, as far as what the hell comes out this weekend? Oh, what is it? The House on Oak Street, the new Anne Hathaway, I think is out this weekend, and then The Wrong Girls, I want to say. Um, all right, Afternoon Tune. I'm assuming uh you're talking about Teenage Sex and Death at yeah. Yeah, I do want to see that. I do want to check both those out. But yeah, for the rest of the year, um, if y'all follow me on socials, you can find my best of so far. Letterbox link I went ahead and posted on my Blue Sky and on my threads, and if you follow me on Facebook, I'll do it for Instagram later. But man, y'all, I'm loving this year. Like I'm definitely still catching up on some stuff, but um I'll be real. I'm gonna probably just wait till I get a screener for the Odyssey. I don't want to sit in a theater for 3 hours. I just don't. Uh, Especially with the way people have been acting in the theater. Yeah, like theater etiquette. I don't know what it is, man. Like I was talking to Alea about that. I think theater etiquette is just non-existent now, and really, quite frankly, maybe just etiquette. Period. It's just a thing of the past because I think people have just been so goddamn rude, man. Like, really, since lockdown ended, going to the theaters has not been nearly as much fun, which fucking sucks because I used to love going to the theater and like really look forward to it. Now I'm like, I'm kind of being more strategic on when I go. Like if I can go early afternoon when people are probably not there, I'm doing that shit. Um, uh, Afternoon Josh saying SLS fine ass redhead at the theater. That's always nice. Yeah, redheads are not unattractive. Um, I unfortunately saw this fucker wearing a Charlie Kirk shirt. He was wearing the Freedom shirt. And I was just like, God, like you probably watched Spider Man. You're like, why is he saving people? Are they documented? Are they legal? Like God, I fucking hate Charlie. Anyways, we are Charlie Kirk. Shut the fuck up. She was my Mary Jane. God, actually, speaking of Mary Jane, hang on, let me. All right, there we go. Whew, that's lovely. All right, party people. So tonight, I can't say Michelle because she was a pirate. Jesus, Josh. Um, so Josh has given me shit over the years for not having him on the pod. I'm gonna have him on for some Oscar shit this year. I'm gonna like it's I don't know if y'all for those of you who listen to Smartless, which is a great fucking podcast, they were talking about this running bit they have with Bateman, where Conan would never invite him to this big Christmas party that he throws each year. And that's kind of basically how it's been with Josh being on the show. Because Nick, shout out to Nick, has been on several times. Absolutely love Nick coming on. We had Jordan, Alex on for Pride Month. We've had Canada on. Obviously, they're a staple. We've had Brandon on, Jamarco, who's done the music. Like I've had a decent amount of people on. I have not had Neil on. Actually, I have not had Neil on. I have not had other Nick on. So yeah, there's some people I just like. It just has not worked out. I have not had time. I have not had Sage on. I have not had Dusk on. So yeah, I'll be real, y'all. Like that's have not had Chris from Black Stubs. Shout out to Black Stubs though. Actually listen to Black Stubs quite a bit. I like their stuff. Um, but yeah, I like. I think the other part with the pod too is like I like having guests on, but I also like being able to do this shit where it's like I was sitting around the house. I'd getting the kitchen cleaned up. I was like, you know what? I haven't done a stream in a minute. Let's get one done tonight. So it's like I can just throw on the headphones and do this with y'all. It's easy. It's nice that I'm able to do this, um, and I don't have to coordinate with someone. So to people who haven't been on or haven't been on, maybe to what they think they should be, it's nothing personal, y'all. I just like this free form format that I'm able to do, and I can just hit the record button myself and knock some stuff out. So nothing personal, y'all. But anyways, I did see Spider-Man. Which I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take any notes for Spider. So that is one thing. Like I've talked about this on the show before, but I usually do try to take some notes. So I usually sit in the floor level at a theater, so I can like take notes and have my phone like, because at this point I can fucking type in the dark like, but I have my phone turned down, and I always sit in the seats where it's like by itself, so I can take my notes and not disturb people because I am trying to be obviously etiquette, but I didn't take any notes for Spider-Man because I was just really so enthralled in it. I tried to take a few notes, and it just wasn't really really happening. So, um, going a bit off the top here, but Spider-Man, Brand New Day. This is Holland's. Oh my God, this fifth one. This is his fifth one. Wait, No Way Home, or Homecoming, No Way Home, Far From Home. So this is fourth. This is fourth Spider-Man. Um, I mean, I think he'll be back for a fifth. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any fucking way he's not back for a fifth. Let alone this what the numbers and shit's doing. But Tom Holland has had multiple. Goddamn, even fucking Google has Sadie Sink's character up. Like, okay, so real quick, I will get the spoilers here, but I'm gonna give y'all a warning when I get in the spoilers because holy shit, the way that like so that this is one thing I am gonna shout out Josh and Nick again here from Afternoon Tune. When they are gonna get in the spoilers, they basically give you a neon sign like we're getting the spoilers, or they go ahead and they say like this is your spoiler warning. Like Afternoon Tune is so good about that. But goddamn, someone like Grace Randolph or like like Tyrone Mac, they just drop that shit. It's like, oh, remember in this movie when this happened? You're like, the fuck, I haven't seen it yet. I really hate critics who are doing that shit. That's becoming more and more of a thing. Oh, let's see what Josh say. Do you think they will do a new like all new Spider-Man? Um, I don't think so. I it's gonna be very okay. I'll save my whole reckoning reasoning for this for when I do my MCU podcast, like how I would fix the MCU. But I don't think Kevin Feige is at Marvel at the start of 2028. I think he's gone after Secret Wars. I think management changes after Secret Wars. And honestly, I think man now, Josh, you got me talking now. If it were me, if I were running Marvel, which I'm not gonna lie, I think y'all like I'd be cheaper than Feige, and I would make sure projects got out, especially the ones with people in color. I would make sure those got out, fuckers. But uh, if it were me, I would hire Nate Moore. Nate Moore, he was a producer, produced Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. He's got a huge history at Marvel. I think he'd be a fantastic choice. But I do think it's time. I think it's time for new management over there and just fresh eyes on that product. But Holland has had an incredibly successful career uh, playing Peter Parker, Spider Man. I He is my favorite Spider Man. I know most people would say Toby. Most people my age would definitely say Toby, and it's okay for you to be wrong, but but Holland's the best one. And I think what I've really liked about Holland's interpretation that we've been able to grow up with him, so he's at least somewhat in the age range of what of the Peter Parker he's playing, like kind of in that stage. Um, yeah, people aren't gonna like that. Yeah, people rarely like the truth. Um, but I think Holland's fucking excellent, and I would say a big difference between something like this and like the Super Mario Brothers movie or a Galaxy movie is you feel like you're actually seeing a progression in his power base and in terms of how he uses his powers. That's something I thought the Raimi films were very good at. Like you could tell that in between one and two, Spider-Man had gone through some shit in terms of learning how to use his powers. You definitely see that jump in from two to three, even though I have issues with both those movies. Holland's I know that Holland's Spider-Man kind of gets the he's Iron Man Jr. talking about you, Canada, but I but honestly I think having Peter have a mentor and then having that taken away from him and that being crucial, kind of that being his Uncle Ben, I think that's a nice differentiating factor between Garfield's Spider-Man and Maguire's Spider-Man, because I think with Maguire's Spider-Man they do a great job with the Uncle Ben death actually mattering. In the Garfield Spider-Mans, it couldn't fucking matter less. Like it's I think people forget how fucking bad the Martin Sheen Uncle Ben death is in the Amazing Spider-Man. Like it's like he basically kills himself. It's so fucking weird. But I think with the Holland Spider-Man having Tony Stark be the one that dies in front of him, along with Uncle Ben, I think that twist is actually very well handled, and kind of similar in that vein. You see how and why Holland's Peter Parker is very much being a loner, because he's lost so much already at such a young age, and he's seen, he lived through the snap, or was brought back. I mean, that is something that they even talk about in Falcon Winter Soldier, is the PTSD that several of the heroes had, and just the quote normal people have from the snap. Like that's something that's that the male loneliness epidemic actually being made a thing here is actually quite fascinating, because how do you incorporate back into the world after being snapped the fuck out of it? What does that look like, all that time that you lost? Like I think there's some interesting questions, and I like how it gets into that from a psychological perspective with Holland's Peter Parker. This is his best portrayal as Peter. Um, Josh, Peter's going through so much trauma. He has a white woman trying to talk to him. Goddamn, dude. Um, I love Holland's Peter Parker portrayal here. It feels like it's his best one. And what I will say too is with something like No Way Home, and I love No Way Home. Let me be clear. I love No Way Home. But No Way Home, he's got two other Spider-Man doing a lot of lifting for him. As great as I think Holland is in that, from emotional perspectives, especially when you get to the Norman Osborn, Green Goblin stuff. But there is a lot going on in that movie. There is usually is a lot going on in Spider-Man like comics. I think people forget that. Like Spider-Man has people kind of showing up all the fucking time. That's part of the fun of reading Spider-Man. But I think it's much more balanced here. This is kind of like if No Way Home is Avengers Age of Ultron, this is Civil War. And I mean that in the sense of I actually go back and watch Age of Ultron. It's getting a little scarier now, to be honest. But I I still dig of Age of Ultron. Obviously, the fucking Stockholm syndrome way that they handled the Natasha Romanoff, Bruce Banner relationship is fucking horribly handled, and that is something that really does bother me in that movie. But I do think it's a really good Avengers film, and I actually have some things about it that I like more than the original. The action included, I think it's shot better, but Captain America Civil War feels like the evolution of what Age of Ultron was trying to be. That is exactly how Brand New Day feels. And I think a large part of that is because you have a new director. You have Destin Daniel Cretton stepping into the director's chair. You of course know him from directing Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which, by the way, it is fucking insane that we still don't have a Shang-Chi movie. That is something Marvel. Goddamn. Shang-Chi 2021. The fuck are we doing? Anyways, um, actually, you know what's actually does bother me? I know everyone goes to Shang-Chi. He directed Michael B. Jordan in Just Mercy and Brie Larson Just Mercy. That is an incredible fucking movie. That is not given nearly the credit that it deserves. So if you've not seen Just Mercy, you should check out Just Mercy. But um, one thing about the Holland Spider-Mans is that I always love how the suits have looked. I've always liked how the direction has been done. They felt like John Hughes films. But I think one of the things that is unfortunate about those films is that there's there's not a directive style to it. Um, like I just don't think that John Watts has his own actual like kind of trademark style that makes him stand out from direct. Like if you watch a fucking Christopher Nolan movie, you know you're watching a Christopher Nolan movie. If you're watching a Ryan Coogler movie, you know you're watching a Ryan Coogler movie. Like if you're watching a you're watching a Greta Gerwig movie, you can tell that it's her behind the camera. Like there are these certain directors that you get their style. John Watts doesn't have a style really, and uh, that was actually made even more obvious after I watched Wolves a couple years ago, which is a rough watch if you haven't seen it. Um, so this movie has a different, just kind of visual flair to it that I was really pleasantly surprised by, especially in terms of the web swing. Because web swing in here, it's the best it's ever looked. It looks fucking wonderful in here, and there's a weight to the web swing that I really like. That I was like, okay, yeah, this is making it feel unique. Um, in terms of the plot, this is really a love for Spider-Man 2. It's really interesting because I think I just think Spider-Man 2, like I've watched it maybe 8 times. Like I've tried with Spider-Man 2 and I can't get above, I go maybe 2.5 stars on Spider-Man 2. I don't like Spider-Man 2. I think the relationship between MJ and Peter is poorly handled. I think um, why Doc Ock needs a trinium is just it's Batman and Robin levels of flimsy. He might as well be Mr. Freeze. Like I don't like Spider-Man 2 in terms of its plot. I think it gets very choppy at points. Um, it still has one of the best action scenes in a comic book film. That train fight kicks so much ass. So I mean, that probably gets it up to that probably gets up to 2.5, maybe even 3 stars. But yeah, as far as people saying it's the best live action Spider-Man film, I think it's Brand New Day, and I don't think it's even particularly close, to be honest. I think Holland just gets this, and I think this film, this is, and I know some people disagree, but this makes me want to rewatch Spider-Man 2 in the way after I watched Creed 2 for the first time. I was like, man, maybe I should go back and watch Rocky 4. Um, because Creed 2 like kind of evolves, like really does evolve Rocky 4, which is one reason I like Creed 2 so much. But you have to have that Rocky 4 in order to get to Creed 2. I don't think you get this film without Spider-Man 2. I don't think you get this without the Sam Raimi um, films. This felt very intentional in terms of being a love letter to aspects of Spider-Man 2, but evolving those aspects. And I think one thing that the Raimi films never really, I don't think they did a good enough job of is establishing that Peter can have friends like independent of Harry. Like I think we'll get Harry Osborn at some point in these, but I really like that Peter has like a couple friends, and it's not just like it. It's kind of like with Superman, where it's like, oh, it's only Lois that he can talk to. Like it's nice to see Peter talking to other people, even as Spider-Man. Like his world is bigger than just his one or two friends. It's really important, I think, for us to see that. And I think that Holland has such a earnest nature in terms of playing Peter at this point that you want to see Peter kind of being social and being out in the world, and it really does endear you to him. Um, so all right, I can wait to talk spoilers. Um, in terms of the fights, that is probably the biggest difference visually is how the fighting is done. There are some shots in here that are straight up out of Insomniac Spider-Man 2, including something with a web bomb that made me go, "Holy shit!" Like I jumped out of my seat. I was like, "Yes!" Like it's it's very clear that Destin Daniel Cretton is a fan of the Insomniac games. Who isn't, to be fair? But the way that they incorporate some of that stuff into Spider-Man's fighting, the way that Holland said that he actually like did like martial arts training to go ahead and you know be able to do more of the stunts this time around. The fighting in here is it's fucking great. It's prime what I always imagined in my head how Spider-Man would move in live action. Like it's for me it's perfect in terms of the fighting. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. um this is the most I would say Zendaya has had a chance to do as MJ. Zendaya on a, I mean, let's call it what it is, she's on a generational run right now. I mean, between Euphoria, which I know people weren't thrilled this past season, um between Challengers and the Odyssey and Dune, like in the drama, like she's on an incredible fucking run. So shout out to Zendaya. And um watching this movie, you can see how much Holland and Zendaya love each other. It's actually incredibly sweet. Like you go back and you watch um Far From Home, and you see it, you're like, wait a minute, like they actually might. I can't remember if they were even dating by that point. I think they were, but if yeah, you see it, like you genuinely see, like, okay, these two really do care about each other. And here, I don't know if they got married or they're just about to get married. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, for timeline purposes, I'm just curious. But the way that they talk to each other, it's it's so sweet. It's so heartbreaking. There's a couple scenes in here, including one near the end, that I was like, God damn. Like I was sitting there like mid trying to eat popcorn. I like froze because I was so enthralled by this monologue that Zendaya was putting down. She's great in this. One of the things that I really uh like too about this movie is that you're gonna watch it and you're gonna kind of be going like, what's happening? Because a lot of this movie, and I do have to give Marvel credit because sometimes they are very bad about this. They were actually able to keep the plot under wraps. Like, I think we've all heard the rumors, but as I'm sitting there watching, I went, huh. They actually found a very good way to pace this out so that it is a Spider-Man mystery, but it's one that you're able to fall. It's one that you're able to follow along with, but it's very well paced. Like I was very like it. It's kind of like the Batman in that way, where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like we're good. You got this. And when they do peel back the curtain, you get to see like what's going on. It is like, oh shit, okay, this, all right. Um, I'll get into to that obviously in the spoiler section. A couple other things. John Bernthal as Frank Castle, his Punisher, him and Holland work so fucking well together. They're so much fun. Bernthal gets a couple emotional beats here too that I went, he gets it. Motherfucker just gets Frank Castle. God damn it. He's wonderful. Really great to see Mark Ruffalo back here as the Hulk. Uh, for those of you bitching after She-Hulk, you get more of the Hulk that you probably want. Um, I think Ruffalo said that his time as Hulk is kind of wrapping up. So I'm curious. I'm curious what we do with I'm curious what we do with Hulk um, moving forward because I don't think you get rid of that character. I have a list of potential other things they can move on to, but we'll save that for the other podcast. But very good to see Ruffalo here, and then in terms of other stuff, there's a very fun kind of reminds me of um, Fantastic Four's opening, where you get a montage of some Spider-Man villains and some villains that I really wanted to see on the big screen. I hope some of them uh, do come back. Oh, look, Nick from Afternoon Tune. Brand New Day works so well because it truly feels like a comic book. Other characters are included, but they all serve Peter's story and the arc he goes through in that movie. Uh, and the shots in that montage were 99% done practically. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a big fan of Tombstone. His DLC in the first Spider-Man game is very fun if you haven't played through that yet. Um, I would love a Silver Sable appearance in the next Spider-Man movie. You could tie that shit into the Red Room, actually. Yeah, bring in Silver Sable. Let's do that. Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying you could have oh my god, why am I blanking on her fucking name? Um God damn it. Um this is gonna bother me. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to look up this girl's name. I hate that I have to look up Terminator Dark Fate because I'm blanking. Mackenzie Davis. Mackenzie Davis would be a fun ass Silver Sable. Hire her. Yeah, she'd be great. Yeah, but yeah, what is Mackenzie Davis doing right now? Yeah, hit her up. She'd be fun. But but yeah, the Holland stuff here, he gets the most dramatic stuff that he's gotten in the franchise, which works really well. I really I really like Tom Holland, and between this and the Odyssey, I haven't seen Odyssey yet, but what I've heard is that he's very great in it. So I'm excited to see Holland in that. I'm I'm very excited for this new look on his career is what I'll say. I'm curious to see what his 30s look like because I think he's a hell of an actor. I just think he needs get in some better projects. So I'm curious to see what Holland looks like, moving forward. But in terms of Spider-Man, there is spoilery. I'll save that for just a moment. But yeah, this Spider-Man film works so fucking well. Um, it's really everything I wanted from this. Like as I was sitting there watching it, I was getting a little fearful because I was just like, okay, I'm loving this so much. Like I hope you stick the landing. And then where the third act goes, I went, God damn, they stuck the landing. Okay. And I mean, if there is like a small complaint, because I am like sitting here kind of racking my brain, um, the mid credit scene, it I have an idea of where we're potentially going, but it is very much one of those like kind of like sort of sort of mid credit scenes. So yeah, there's nothing after the credits, by the way. It's just the mid credit scene. But yeah, this is a fan fucking tastic in every sense of the word. I was so fucking happy watching this. Um I got emotional several times. No shame in my game. But yeah, this fucking kicks ass. This is everything that you want from a Spider-Man film. This is everything that you want from really like a summer blockbuster. Avengers Doomsday's got a lot to live up to, is what I will say. Like the Russos, like y'all, like I hope the Russos saw this and they're like, ah, we're good because this is the bar right now in terms of a superhero flick. By the way, I have not seen Supergirl. I'm excited to watch Supergirl. I don't know when it's gonna hit Max, but I'm excited to watch Supergirl. So shut up, assholes. But all right, so you know what? I'll do a spoiler review. I'll keep it like that. Oh yeah, we'll move on. We'll move on. So all right, so yeah, a fan fucking tastic for me for Spider-Man Brand New Day. All right, y'all. Do I have these notes up? Okay, I do. Perfect. All right, so my next review is for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So look, uh, the Super Mario Brothers movie. I was gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna be real. I just didn't care enough to. I when I finally did watch it because that came out in 2023. I I was just against it. Not because I don't want a Mario movie or because I hate the character or anything like that, but just when they hired Chris Pratt, I went, "Oh, you don't give a fuck about this. Like you don't care if this works or not. This is just about getting a big name to be Mario, not to get a good voice actor." And it made me really upset. And so as I'm watching the first one, I'm like, okay, like let's, let's see, I guess. So I watched it on Peacock, thankfully. Thankfully I did not go to a theater. And it's fine. It's fine. It is a passable C plus Mario Brothers movie. Like, like that is what it is. But I would be lying to you if I said that I listened to Pratt's Mario in that, and I just went, he seems kind of interested, like, like he just seems kind of interested. Like Jack Black is acting his ass off in that movie. Charlie Day is acting his ass off in that movie. It really does feel like Pratt is just he just got up from like a 12-hour, like maybe he flew like overseas or something and woke up from like a 12-hour nap or some shit. Like he feels so out of it at points that it's like, okay, like are you voicing Mario or are you not voicing Mario? So going into this one, I thought, all right, Super Mario Brothers 2, like what do you do here? And there is a plot to the first one. The Mario Brothers get lost in Mushroom Kingdom, encounter Bowser, Peach asks for their help. Yeah, Donkey Kong shows up for some reason. Like they're like, pardon me. Whew. Here we go. There is a plot, as paper thin as it is. There is a plot in the first one. So getting to this one, I was like, okay, They have more resources, assuming they put more money behind it. Like, all right, like Mario Brothers Galaxy, it's gonna be even better than the first one. And y'all, I just I don't get what they're doing. I don't get it. And the thing is, it shouldn't be this fucking hard with a fucking Mario movie. I just I was talking to Alea because she asked me, she's like, "Oh yeah, what's the plot of it?" And I was like, and I started giggling. I was like, "Plot?" I was like, okay, so Peach finds out she has a sister. The sister gets kidnapped from Bowser because it's the only thing that can power this weapon that he built, but also the galaxies are so big, there's so many resources, he probably could have got it from somewhere else, but he hates the princess because fuck you, that's why. And then Bowser, like, I was like, and that's what I was explaining it to her, like, she just kind of started looking at me like, wow, this feels like there isn't anything. And I was like, yeah, yeah, you're not wrong. It does kind of play like that. And I think at the end of the day, that's what bugs me the most. I think so many people gave the first one a pass of going like, well, it's a Mario movie. And y'all, we gotta stop doing that. Like, I know I feel like I go on this rant like monthly, if I'm being real. But bad kids films, they just hit different. And I think the thing about this one in particular that is so insane is that Brie Larson. So Brie Larson joins the podcast as Rosalina. So she's the sister of Princess Peach, who's voiced by uh, Anya Taylor Joy, right? Um, I watched Brie Larson's blog because I'm a huge Brie Larson fan. By the way, thank you, all you assholes, for basically you're probably gonna run her away from being Captain Marvel because you won't shut the fuck up and stop being a sexist asshole. So thank you, thanks for that. Anyways, but Brie Larson, um, she did this like travel vlog because she has like a YouTube channel, and she did like this travel vlog about going to Japan and doing press for the movie. And hearing her talk about Mario and like how much fun she used to have like playing as a kid and like how it actually means something to her, I'm like, that's why you should take roles. Because like even if you're doing a role in like a like a blockbuster, like even if you're taking like a Marvel role, and it's like, oh, it's a Marvel role. Like, I appreciate people that are like, look, I grew up reading this shit. I had fun with it. Hell yeah, I want to play, fill in the blank. Like like hell yeah, good for you. And I feel like people who look at it like that understand that there is a responsibility to it. Like like Chris Pratt isn't voicing, a fucking he's not voicing a fucking extra. He's voicing fucking Mario. And I really do think that there's such a lackadaisical nature like to Chris Pratt. He kind of does feel like Andy Dwyer, and not in like the charming ways that Andy could at least, be an incredibly loyal friend. He just feels like he doesn't fucking care. And it's if it's I think with Jack Black having such a intense performance where you can tell he's putting, so much into it, that at least helped balance out Chris Pratt's kind of like mediocrity. Jack Black is still in this one, but he is significantly less, I would say. You probably get half the time of him as Bowser in this they're throwing a bunch of other, they do throw like some other shit in here. But it's one of those things where I feel like with Pratt, like he's distractingly bad at points in here. There's a point where he just goes like something bad happening. So he goes, "Mamma mia!" He says it just like that, but it's so flat. It's it's it would be the equivalent of if your partner made the same thing like 12 days in a row, and you're like, "Oh, what's for dinner? Oh, meatloaf again." Like it's delivered with that level of intensity and care, and I just went, fuck, dude, why are you so lazy? It's really kind of impressive. um the one good thing I can say about this is that the new stuff they added, the two big new additions, Donald Glover's Yoshi and Glenn Powell's Fox, uh, and Benny Safdie's Bowser Jr. They're all it's so okay. I don't know how much voice acting Donald Glover actually did. Like, I would be curious how much he's actually making the Yoshi, like he's making the sounds and shit. I would be curious um, if he's actually doing that. Uh, Josh from Afternoon Tune asking, am I getting a new Star Fox game? I don't have a Switch, man. I got the PS5, I got my PC, and I've got a PS2 and a Xbox 360. But no, I don't have a Switch yet. I think I'm waiting on the Switch 2 because you know how Nintendo always does that thing when they put a new system out and they put out like the OLED version, but they always make you wait 2 years for that shit. I think they're gonna do the same thing with the Switch too. So I think I'm just gonna wait for when they do that. I do want to get the Switch too eventually because I would actually like to play some Mario and Donkey Kong shit. But the new additions of Fox McCloud, Bowser Jr., and Yoshi, those are the best things about this movie. Charlie Day is still uh, doing so much more than he than he should as Luigi. His Luigi is great here still, but but the plot it's just it's even thinner than the first one, and like I'm really sitting here kind of going like, huh, what was the plot? Um, yeah, it's just very it's there, but it's not, but not really. It's there, I guess, in concept, but as far as execution, no. Shit just kind of pops out of nowhere for no reason. When Fox even shows up, uh he gives an origin, but even I was like, yeah, of all the places that end up though, you end up okay. All right, sure. Yoshi's um actual like origin story is told in a very fun like little visual uh bit. I'm gonna be real, y'all. That might be my whole favorite scene in the movie. It's like 90 seconds. So I don't know what that tells you, but the biggest issue is that, I mean, outside of Pratt's bad voice acting, is that Mario isn't really treated as the hero here. He's actually kind of fucking stupid. And like as you're watching it, he's not really doing a ton of heroic shit. There's this montage of Mario quote doing heroic shit. And I say that in quotes because when you play the Mario games, you know, like the person who clears the castle uh, uh, gets their you get the M for Mario or the L for Luigi. But Mario's not doing shit. Like Luigi's actually doing quite a bit of the work, and there's never an L for him. With Hunter hand Chris Pratt because he believes in Jesus. Apparently he believes in Jesus more than he believes in the kids he had in Fan Ferris. So, the Bible also says to be a good father. You should probably practice that, Mario. Uh, see, this is why you got me hating on Chris Pratt. It's your fault. But yeah, it's just watching this movie. I'm just like, I'm done giving C's on this shit. Like, the Illumination. This is Illumination Nintendo. Nintendo is not hurting for money. I guarantee you. So they have all the resources available to make something great. It's the same thing with Disney and their fucking animation. These studios have all these fucking resources. You should not be putting out a mediocre fucking product, let alone for goddamn Mario. It pisses me off. I look, I talk about these movies a lot because not just because I'm a huge fan of the property from being a kid, but also because I think each one's gotten better. It's amazing to me how much care they put in those Sonic movies. If Chris Pratt cared half as much as Ben Schwartz did about how he voices Sonic and the actual pride that he puts in like pitching stuff to the writers and shit and talking to the directors and actually talking about where the franchise is going to go. If Chris Pratt gave half of a fuck that Ben Schwartz did, oh my god, these movies would just be so much better. But he doesn't. He doesn't fucking care, and they're not gonna switch him out now, even though they should. Um, I didn't even. I could not even believe that was Benny Safdie voicing Bowser Jr. And honestly, some of the best shit, even though it is pretty brief, unfortunately, is where you get Jack Black and Benny Safdie working off each other as Bowser and Bowser Jr. That's some of the best stuff in the movie. But I'm sitting here thinking about it. If you ask me what is the best Mario stuff in the movie, I go like, well, there is a fight scene between Mario and Luigi and Bowser Jr. at the end of the film that's kind of good, but by that point I'm so over the movie. I just want it to stop. So, is that really like is that really a good thing? Or is that just me wanting this shit to be fucking over with? So, like I'm really torn on this, y'all, cuz like did I like it better than the first one? Eh, I like things about it more, but yeah, it really makes me wonder if I'd even go lower on the first film because I just remember so little about the first one. This is still fresh in my mind, and I'm fucking annoyed. So like I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go D- on this. Like I was trying to, yeah, yeah. Even on my letterbox, I had it at 2 stars. I'm like, nah, it feels high. So yeah, I'm actually gonna change that right now. So, so yeah, I'm gonna call that 1.5 stars. Sorry, y'all. Like, actually, what am I even saying sorry for? Illumination? Fuck you. Like, be better. Make better shit. Not my fault. But yeah, it's a D- for Super Mario Bros. Movie. I just I can't with that movie. But yeah, y'all. I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut stream a little short. I will review the Christopher's later on this week, but I'm gonna go get some food. I'm hungry. But for the rest of the week, y'all, I will be streaming Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do a AEW Dynamite watch along, and then I'm probably gonna stream Saturday night because I'm gonna try to go see, at least go see The Wrong Girls because I really do want to check that out. So, um, but I will keep y'all updated on that. But for sure, we will have a stream on Wednesday at 5 p.m. So, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting in. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Josh over at the Afternoon Tune. Check them out at twitch.tv/afternoon tune. And check out Nick on all his socials at Night and Day Nick. That's night, letter N, day, and then Nick. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe. Take care of each other. Give someone a hug. Give someone a compliment. We could all use some more positivity. And never forget, as always, to keep it real. Have a great week, y'all. And I will see you on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. Cheers.